Hello everyone, this is Sandra at the Whispering Well. So I thought today I would show you one of my bookcases. I do have another one that mostly has my tarot guide books in that have come with decks and some other tarot books and witchy stuff, although there is some of those things here as well because it's just where I can fit it. So this is not really in any sort of order of subject or anything, it's just where the books fit. And I am planning on getting another bookcase because I hate this one because of this bit here. It's difficult to get the books in and out. Anyway, so the top of this has photos of my mum and dad, their wedding picture, one from a few years ago, and that one was from the 80s, and my dad used to work in forestry and a couple of guys that he used to work with. This side is just herbs and things in that cabinet. So let's have a look then. So first we have the Encyclopedia of Ghosts and Spirits. We have the Abramelin Diaries, which is a particular procedure that people use to apparently be able to see their guardian angel or holy guardian angel. But I mainly got it because I watched a it was a film on Netflix where they performed this Abramelin procedure. It's quite a good film actually, horror film of course. Then we have a book about Göbekli Tepe, Genesis of the Gods. It's by Andrew Collins, who I really like. And you know, this book, it's like it's the place they found. See what I mean about this bookcase? You can't get anything in or out. It's about the place that they found in Turkey, which is much older than, I'll put that back in later properly, than they thought originally. We've got Ghosts of Berkshire. We've got Buckinghamshire Stories of the Supernatural, which was an old library book which I was allowed to take because they were going to get rid of it. Ghosts of Buckinghamshire, which by Lisa Lister. I mean, some of these books I've not even read, guys. Most of them I have, but more Ghosts of Buckinghamshire, which, yeah, Tales of Mystery, Wonder and Terror. God, I can't even read. Most Haunted, the official behind the scenes guide. That's one I meant to throw out actually. Haunted London Underground. Purple Secret, that's a really good book about what was actually wrong with George III. You know how they always said he was mad, but he actually had a disease called porphyria, which makes your urine purple or bluey colour. That's why it's called Purple Secret. This one is The Diary of Ellen Rimbauer, which is based around that large house in America that apparently just keeps gaining rooms, and there's corridors and doorways that lead to nowhere. But yeah, the Book of English Magic, Wicca, and that's the Scott Cunningham Guide for the Solitary Practitioner, Witch's Journal. Have Enchanted Beings, a trip around the Wheel of the Year with eight practitioners. A little book of dragons. Queen of the Night, which is about different goddesses. Another book on Wicca by Vivian Crowley. Killing for Company, which is the case of Dennis Nielsen. You see what I mean about the there's no proper order to this, it's just where things fit. The Land of the Green Man. I have Chakras for Beginners, Witches, Ladders and Other Knot Spells. And then there's a few like thin pamphlet type books, or historical ones. One about Isaac Gulliver, the legendary Dorset smuggler. Mysteries of the Tower of London, One Last Time, which is John Edward, the medium that used to be on TV. I don't know if he is now, about speaking to people that have passed over. Another one of these thing guides, which is Ghosts of Somerset. Crystal Mindfulness. And we have Conversations with Ghosts, Past, Present and Future, David Wells. Familiars, Anna Franklin. The Real Witch's Handbook. Druids. What's this one? Step by Step How to Make Beeswax Candles, and that's the same. Haven't actually done it yet. Walking with Trees, this Glennie Kindred book. Hedge Witch, Spirit of the Green Man, The Hidden Life of Trees, Sacred Celebrations and Idiot's Guide to Paganism, which I've had for like donkey's years. I mean, the pages I think are all kind of, yeah, pretty yellow. We'll put that back in like that for now as well, and I'll sort it out afterwards. Ooh. Okay, then we come down here and there's a few like Tarot for Your Future. This book I've had for like, must be more than 10 years. Create Your Own Tarot Deck, Astrology, Secret Language of Astrology, The Dream Oracle, Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, Tarot Compendium, and I've only got the third one because it was given to me. It was the Kickstarter edition, and it's got bags and bookmarks and things that came with it, but I haven't got the other two, so probably pretty pointless keeping it. But I have the Raven pop-up book, the Edgar Allan Poe poem, and that the lovely Richard at Longman Tarot sent to me as a gift. Green Wiccan Herbal, Animal Teachings. We have the Essential Lenormand, Crystal Connections, Tarot at a Crossroads, The Secret History of the Hellfire Club, which I love because that's like, you know, the Hellfire Cave's not too far from me. 78 Degrees of Wisdom, of course. A numerology book, Tarot Handbook, Understanding Tarot. A lot of these have come from the Works, the Light Cheaper bookshop. We have a book on Merlin, The Complete Guide to Chakras again. That's just a pamphlet from the Pagan Federation. Wicca. Then these books are all kind of about the Pendle Witches. I'd love to go there. So it's about the Pendle Witches. This one is Witches and Witchcraft. Pagan Portals, Gwyn ap Neath, which is the like Lord of the Dead. Yeah, wild god of fairy, guardian of Anwen. So that's quite cool. This one is again Pagan Portals, because I have a few of these. So let's see. Rhiannon, the Hedge Druid's Craft, the Druid Shaman of Merlin. We have the Crane Bag, Animal Magic, and there are quite a few more that I haven't actually got yet. The Art of the Pendulum, the Quest for the Wicker Man, Witches and Wizards, Fairy Bible. These again are all these thinner books, sort of like Haunted Cornwall, Ghosts of Wessex, Ghostly Encounters, that type of thing. Ghosts of Devon, Ghosts of the Isle of Wight, Ghosts of Cornwall, Haunted Places in Dorset, Ghosts of the West Country, Cornwall Haunted Houses, Tales of Old Buckinghamshire, Haunted Pool, Plymouth, Haunted Dartmoor, Devon Stories of the Supernatural. So my brother lives in Devon, so it's always interesting. Occult London, Where the Ghosts Walk, and the A to Z of Ghosts. Now let me see if I can sit down without actually falling onto the floor. Yay! Okay, so we have the Complete Illustrated Guide to Crystal Healing, A Witch Alone, Every Woman a Witch. That I got in like a second-hand bookshop in Cornwall when I visited the Witchcraft Museum. And then we've got East Anglian Witches and Wizards, Derek Acora, Haunted Britain, The Boy, the Mould of Fox and the Horse, I think it is. You see things just, they're not in order. Richard III, The Bones of a King, which is about Richard III as well, you know, when they found his skeleton in a car park. Jack the Ripper, The Crystalline Transmission and Crystal Enlightenment, had those for years. Servant of the Lotus Feet, Betrayal of the Spirit and Killing for Krishna are all about the Hare Krishna movement and are written by people that were involved in that and what actually went on in the Killing for Krishna one, where that's literally what they did. They actually killed someone because they were told to by the guru, or whatever you want to call him who was in charge, were told to. They weren't. He sort of put the idea in their heads, kind of thing. I guess it's kind of like being brainwashed, and that happened. Past Lives, Present Miracles, and that's about reincarnation. A really old book that I found about the Hellfire Club. The Little Book of the Tudors, Bedlam, which is about the Bedlam Hospital in London. Magician and Fool, Village Witch, West Country Witches, Cats in the Belfry. Love those Siamese cat books by Doreen Tovey, and that's a really old copy. Cats in Charge is another Siamese cat book. Normal for Glastonbury, love that. Daphne du Maurier, Jamaica Inn. Now these books here, Father of Lies, Tanner's Dell and Magda, are all a series by S.E. England, and they're a horror book, but they are so good. Honestly, guys, if you like horror, check out S.E. England. If you haven't, you can just put S.E. England into Amazon and they'll come up, or put in Father of Lies or something. But yeah, Father of Lies, Tanner's Dell, Magda are a series. They follow on from one another, and it's so good. But her other books are so good as well if you like real horror. It's I wouldn't say it's for people that get scared by reading certain things. The Haunting of Willington Mill, that was based on a true story. Supernatural Britain, The Green and Burning Tree, that is actually a songbook by David the Bard. Songbook 1. He's a druid, but he's also has a lot of CDs that I do have of his. Out of Time, it's about a village that is like kind of out of time. Look, I'm showing you all the junk in the corner as well. What's the green one? The Druid Way, Magical, Natural Magic, the Encyclopedia, Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures, Natural Magic, The Crooked Path. Natural Magic is by Doreen Valiente, and I have a few more books of hers because I love her books, and it's particularly the her autobiography or biography of her was just so good. And down here I couldn't quite fit everything, so I've got books piled here. So what is on top here is a fiction book called The Lost Queen, and it's kind of in the vein of well, it's kind of, how can I say it? It is, it's based in Wales, but it's talking about the old ways, and the person in the book, who is the Lost Queen, her brother is Merdin, which is the Welsh name for Merlin. So I think it will be quite good, and I haven't actually read it yet, and that was actually gifted to me, that one. These books are Vincent Price, The Art of Fear, and Christopher Lee, The Authorised Screen History, because I love both of them in horror films. I mean, Christopher Lee for me is like the perfect Dracula. That's just my opinion. I have a book down here. Oops, turning this around wrong. What is this one? Oh, it's Dreams of Magic. This is by Michelle Lee Phelan. So Raven Phelan she actually goes by. You know, she did Dreams of Gaia and all of that, and that's a lot of her artwork in that book. It's really nice. Jack the Ripper. Again, the Ghost Hunter Chronicles. 21st Century Ghosts. Haunted Britain and Ireland. Haunted London. Buckland's Book of Spirit Communication. Plague, Pox and Pestilence. That's really good if you're into disease. I know you people I know you're going to think, God almighty, she's weird. How can you have a book about plague, pox and pestilence? But seriously, it's interesting when you actually read what happens when people get these particular diseases and how it affects the body and stuff. I don't know why I've always kind of been fascinated by things like that to do with the plague and that. My mum always says, oh, there's a thing on about the plague, you'll be wanting to watch that, the Black Death. She said, you must have something about buboes. You know, they used to call the big lumps they got under their arms, that big black lumps called buboes. Anyway, London, a book about London that came from the Museum of London. Tudor Chronicles, 1485 to 1603. Encyclopedia of Crystals, another book on crystals. Pagan Britain by Ronald Hutton. Love his books. I have a few of them, but they're not in this bookcase. Only that one. The Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. Love that. The Tudors. I have Edward IV, England's Forgotten Warrior King, another book on Edward IV, which was second hand. That's about the Tolpuddle Martyrs, that's about Stonehenge. Dark History of the Tudors, Perceptions of a Renegade Mind by David Icke. And I know David Icke, and a lot of people will be like, what the... But I've read other books of his, so that's the most recent one. And then I have all my Troy books. So, The Old Woman and the Conjurers. This one is Silent as the Trees, because I've only got a couple in hardback. So that is Silent as the Trees. Then I've got Walking the Tides. Cecil Williamson's Book of Witchcraft, Black Dog Folklore, of course, The Devil's Plantation, The Granite Sea, Under the Witching Tree, Between the Realms, The Black Toad, Spells from the Wise Woman's Cottage, and The Devil's Dozen. So yeah, guys, so that is all of one bookcase. So that's just one. I'll have to show you the other one when it's tidied up a bit more, and hopefully, like I say, I'm going to get a new bookcase. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.